過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, hey there guys, Leon Mookie here, and I'm doing another new fanfic series. This is a Fate Stay Night X High School DxD fanfic story, and it's going to be based on one of my favorite heroic spirits, and one of the most complex characters I've ever seen in anime. That is heroic spirit Shirou Emiya. This story is Fate Unlimited DxD. Now, this story is going to be what if, Emiya Archer was in High School DxD, basically. And personally, I think it would be interesting to see a heroic spirit in an era where the time of gods was supposed to be done. Personally, High School DxD and the Fate series are pretty similar to each other if you guys think about it. However, where the Fate series focuses more on historical and also the lore aspects of ancient stories, where DxD focuses more on the mythical and fictional aspects of each story. But that aside, I still want to try this story out any way I can. So yeah. Also, heads up, this is going to be an age-restricted video. So yeah, just like the return of the Blue Dragon series. Any rate, I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's get into this, shall we guys? Chapter 1, The Plan of Alaya. Let's get into this. Shirou Emiya, or Heroic Spirit Emiya Archer. A boy who was saved by a mage assassin mercenary by the name of Kiritsugu Emiya when he was a boy. But because of that, he dreamt of becoming a hero of justice, saving all of those who are in need. However, little did he know he would be stuck in 3 timelines. Each timeline would struggle and face his convictions over and over and over again. One where he never gave up on his convictions. One where his convictions were always going to be challenged by himself. And another where he gave up those convictions just to save one person that mattered to him. These 3 timelines would make up Emiya Archer, the Counter Guardian. But not just that, of the 5th Holy Grail War in Fuyuki City, there was also the Moon Cell Holy Grail War, where the red-clad archer was summoned in that Holy Grail War to be used as a digital servant. Even though he lost in the first round of the Holy Grail War, he was still recognized by Nero, the servant that won the Grail War alongside her master and became one of her closest right-hand men during protecting the Moon Cell. Due to his actions in that Holy Grail War, his legend continued within the Throne of Heroes. And last but not least, when he joined Chaldea to stop the extinction of all of humanity by becoming a Chaldean servant, where he faced many friends, allies, and old enemies as well. For example, even a heroic spirit using his past body as a vessel for him to realize, as for Chaldea, that being Senji Masamune, the greatest swordsmith in all of Japan. But even so, he didn't let his emotions get out of hand from time to time, but when there was always the greater good at hand. He's lived a unique and crazy life. A life that would drive many men to insanity, which it literally has multiple times. But even so, he's always gotten back up and has always moved forward. No matter how many bodies, no matter how many lives he has to take to protect humanity, no matter how much it makes him suffer. It's all being the will of humanity, Alaya. And little did he know, Alaya would have another mission for the Counter Guardian. This would be one of his most craziest, but also one of his greatest missions for the Counter Force. As Emiya Archer stands and sits in his reality marble, surrounded by the millions upon millions of blades that he has in his noble phantasm, Unlimited Blade Works. As he still sits on the rock, wearing his black armor attire, being his black tank top, black pants, and his white scarf covering himself, as he finished another mission for Alaya. As he soon looks up and sees the floating orb being the will of humanity itself, saying, "I just finished up another job for you, Alaya. What else do you want from me?" Saying, Shirou Emiya Archer, my Counter Guardian, I have another task for you. This task is important. It's truly important for humanity's survival for this one. With Archer closing his eyes, saying, I've heard that so many damn times, it's become numb to me. What is it? With then the will of humanity begins saying, you are aware of multiverse theory, multiple universes different from our own. With saying, of course I am aware. I've been through too many universes during my time with Chaldea, so why wouldn't I not know? There is a universe where the age of gods did not end. With hearing that, Emiya Archer's eyes widen, looking at the floating orb and standing up saying, you cannot be serious. How is that even possible? If the era of gods does not end, then that means, with then the floating orb began saying, yes, that means true magic still roams the earth. It has become part of modern day. However, humanity is not aware of such actions. A few humans are, but the supernatural has become common among the people. Even the supernatural is integrated with mankind as well, creating subspecies of humans. You are aware of these many subspecies humans who have become heroic spirits. Are you not? Within, remembering many of his allies and enemies that have all been heroic spirits during the Holy Grail Wars and his time in Chaldea, saying, I am aware. What of it? Is there a great disaster where I am needed to take care of them to make sure that humanity survives? With then Alaya saying, yes and no. With that, the Archer class servant couldn't help but raise a brow after hearing that, saying, Emiya Archer, in this world, my will, and even that of the will of Gaia, is not a part of that world. With hearing that, Archer couldn't help but saying, wait, you're saying that there is an actual universe, an actual world, free from the constraints of you and Gaia? With Alaya not saying anything, within Archer couldn't help but laugh, saying, oh my god, this is actually hysterical. It must be really eating you out now knowing that there is a world free from your constraints, free from the counterforce. The same thing must go for a Gaia. if she also knows about this world as well. It must suck knowing that you two, the omnipotent beings of my existence, can connect to a world and interfere in humanity in the world's fate. With that, Alaya saying, knowing your tone, you have all right to feel this way. However, did you forget that you chose this path, believing that you would be a hero that would be able to save all those in need? Do not forget, this is the path you have chosen for yourself. Within, Archer, frustrated, would then stop laughing, saying, I am aware, but I just can't help but have a good laugh after all. So what reason do you need? I need you to be a conduit for the counterforce, for my will to be part of that world. With hearing that, Archer's eyes began widening, saying, you can't be serious. Saying, yet I am always serious, my Archer. You will be the conduit for the counterforce, for my will to connect to this world, and for that, humanity would have a stronger way to survive against the supernatural of that world. Humanity will live. With that, Archer couldn't help but say, you gotta be kidding me. You're basically going to put humanity through the same thing that you have done for literally other worlds and timelines. You're going to literally send other counter guardians to do so many atrocities once again, just for the safety of humankind. This you cannot be serious. With Alaya saying, I know you're always serious. Just explain, what kind of supernatural, what kind of gods still exist in this world that you would need to connect to it? With that, Alaya began explaining that the world that they're in is where all gods live, from the biblical gods to the Norse gods, to the Olympians, to the Japanese, and many, many more. However, these pantheons do not matter in the greater scheme of things. Instead, they are contracted or partnered with the three main factions of this world, otherwise known as the Angel faction, the Fallen Angels faction, and the Devil faction, which created a great war which engulfed the entire world. It was only until two dragons stepped into their war that they all worked together to put an end to them. But doing so created a ceasefire, or rather, a cold war, where the sparks of war can reignite once again. In a way, if this war began once more, then, with Archer saying, then humanity would be drawn back into the conflict. The three factions would force many humans to fight for them, besides the other gods and pantheons to fight for them as well. Yeah, I get it now. But still, do you truly need somebody like me to do this mission? Certainly, my other fellow counter guardians would have been better for a mission like this, such as my father, Kitsugu, and Sakamoto Ryoma as well. The two of them would have been perfect. Hell, I would have believed that Tosaka would have been better for this job than me. With Alaya saying, your mission is better than mere assassination or diplomacy. You are my conduit, which means you must survive. I wish for somebody to blend in within a normal society with both human, angel, fallen angel, and devil society. All you be doing is live the life how you wish. Live the life how you've always wanted to do. See this as a vacation in some words. Emiya, with hearing that, he could actually felt like he heard like that of sarcasm to the very will of humanity, saying, wow, you actually do have jokes, and they still make you a self-centered bitch. Alaya. with Alaya saying, say what you will, Archer. It will not matter. I have made my decision. However, to make sure that you stay alive, I will give you all your memories of each Holy Grail War, of each timeline, and I will unlock your noble phantasm. Your reality marvel allows you to copy the weapons of all heroic spirits that you have a strong connection with, either both as an ally, enemy, rival, or companion. The only noble phantasm that you have a stronger connection with that isn't your reality marvel, Unlimited Blade Works, is Artoria Pendragon's Excalibur and her Excalibur Morgan. Am I not wrong? With Archer saying yes. Well, now I will allow you to access the noble phantasm of each and every one of those weapons. With hearing that, Archer couldn't help but have his eyes open, saying, "You cannot be serious. Your duty is to survive. Hindering your chances of survival would be a waste. It would be foolish. So, you are my connection to that world. You are the singularity that will allow the counterforce to be part of that world. If you die, I lose my connection, and the counterforces lose its connection to that world permanently, and we both cannot have that if humanity has any chances of survival." With hearing that, Archer couldn't help but clench his fists in frustration, because part of him does want to protect people from those three factions if they're just going to be dragged into another war between them. But the other part of him doesn't want to listen to Alaya, doesn't want to take orders from this all omnipotent being of humanity's will incarnate. With that, Archer saying, "Fine, I'll do it. I'll take on this mission. However, I want to know on how long will this take?" With Alaya commenting, saying, "I cannot say. It depends on how well you survive. The connection to this world may take some time. Until then, like I said, survive, my Emiya, Archer. So now you will be sent to this world in the body of your prime, and actually, you'll be sent to the epicenter of where all the supernatural beings all come to. That being the city of Kuo in Japan. Right now, it is under devil control. However, I have seen the foresight of the world. Many fallen angels to angels and other supernatural beings will be focused onto that town alone." Hearing that, Emiya couldn't help but get pissed, saying, "You cannot be serious. I thought you said you wanted me to survive. Sending me to basically the biggest center of the three factions would normally be at would be the stupidest thing in the world." With saying, "Yes, it is. But this would also give me the perfect chance to assess the situation and how much of the counter guardians should I involved in this war. So, like I say, be prepared. I'll also be altering your history and how you would live in this world. You will be sent to Kuo Academy as a second year. In this timeline, you lost your parents in a house fire." With hearing that, Archer's eyes widening, saying, "You're basically giving me my same backstory, my same heroic origin as always. No matter where I go, I'll never be able to run from the pain and flames of the Fourth Holy Grail War. Is that it?" With that, Alaya saying, "Do you wish to be sent to a world where everybody's suspicious of you, where you have omnipotent powers of holy, demonic, and many other abilities from other heroic spirits throughout time and legend? With hearing that, Archer saying, good point. So let me guess, the fire is going to be somewhat of my awakening to my abilities. Am I right? Saying it would be a good cover story for that, yes. So, but you'll have access to all your strength, all your abilities, once you arrive. So, my heroic spirit, Shirou, Emiya, Archer, connect the counterforce to this world and make humanity proud. Protect it as you always have. With that, his attire begins to change as he soon has that of a school uniform with that of a black t-shirt showing his abs as always. Not only that, his spiky hair comes down to his face. With soon he begins realizing that he looks just like his original self once again, but his tan skin is still on. With saying, so even though I'm back to being Shirou Emiya, I still have my tan skin as always. With Alaya saying, that is your own fault for using projection magic for so long, corrupting your skin in your hair, in your body. But it would be a good way to draw people to you now. After all, ladies do like exotic foreigners. With hearing that, Shirou couldn't help but get annoyed, saying, I'm still Japanese! It was a compliment, boy. Take it or leave it. I could care less. Now, be gone. With that, Archer soon now stands in front of a massive school, which looks quite sophisticated. However, looking around, he sees that quite a bit of female students actually, and barely any male students. Within him remembering, right. Alaya might have not have mentioned it, but she did give me the information. Originally, Kuo Academy was an all-female girls' school, but just became co-ed just last year, most likely because of the devils that are in charge of this school in town, wanting to add more people to their pockets. So, and if I recall my origin story and backstory, I'm coming in. Currently, the year is almost done, and in the next couple of months or so, once I'm done, I'll be able to start my second year. Well, it's weird to have a transfer student as the year is starting to come down. How the hell does this work? With that, Archer soon enters the school, with many people looking at the tan-skinned, silver-eyed, white-haired boy, with many girls actually getting flustered seeing the boy, and many guys actually getting annoyed, with a few girls making comments saying that he's so cool and so hot, that he must be a foreigner with skin like that, with a couple guys saying, seriously, another pretty boy? We already had to deal with Kiba, now we gotta deal with another one? You gotta be kidding me. With hearing many of the comments being that of, well, lust of many girls wanting the Archer class servant, and many guys wanting to kill him. However, Shirou doesn't let it get to him. With that, he heads to the faculty's office, but instead, a female student with pure black raven hair that goes all the way to her knees and glasses, with that of a pretty, well, seductive and curvy body, basically stands in front, basically walks up to Shirou saying, are you Shirou Emiya by any chance? But saying, yes I am. And you are? As the girl introduces herself as Tsubaki Shinra, Vice President of the Student Council of Kuo. With that, Shirou couldn't help but be confused with saying, I see. So what does the Student Council wish for me? With then she's saying, the Student Council takes care of most of the priorities of of Kuo Academy, actually. And President Shitori will be giving you your schedule, and then you will be heading to class. Please come with me, Emiya-kun. With that, Shirou followed the raven-haired girl to the student council, with then thinking, her presence is quite overwhelming. She must be either a devil or a fallen angel. But I can't jump the gun right here and now. Like I said, I need to be alive. Alaya told me to stay alive. Even though part of me wants to kill myself out of spite just to piss her off, though. But doing that would just make things worse for myself and my situation. So I'll stay alive. And she did say, think of this like a vacation. So I will. I won't be doing anything stupid as usual, unless it's truly necessary. With that, they soon arrived to a pretty sizable classroom, actually, with seeing multiple female students, with one of them sitting at a desk, as she has short black hair with that's of violet eyes and glasses as well, as she's actually has quite the modestable body, actually, with Tsubaki and Shirou entering, saying, Shirou Emiya, I presume? Saying, yes, ma'am. My name is Shirou Emiya. I just transferred here just today. It's a pleasure to meet you. With then Sona soon explaining, you originally came from a prep school in Fuyuki City, actually. You were given a scholarship after passing our entrance exam test that you would have gotten in if you started your second year. But instead, you wanted to start your year early instead. Can I ask why? Within Shirou thinking, damn it, Alaya, screwing me over early, aren't you? Fine. If you also must know about my background as well, but you should also know the reason that I don't have any family. And what family I do have are distant relatives that don't want anything to do with me. So I decided to move somewhere where I don't have to deal with them anymore. Coming to Kuo will allow me to get a feel of the place before I officially start. So I wanted to come here early now instead of later. Is that understood? With then hearing this, Sona couldn't help but close her eyes, saying, I understand. Your situation is quite, unique, actually. I won't draw up any old wounds if I need to, and I hope I haven't. What's saying you have not? With then she giving Shirou his schedule, saying, you'll be in class 1B. I hope that you like Kuo Academy, saying, of course. With then she soon stopping the white-haired, tan-skinned boy, with saying, can I ask you a question? Are you a pervert by any chance? With hearing this, he raises an eyebrow, with saying, why that specific question? Within one of the female students, as it being a girl with long white hair and quite the curvy body as well, saying, many of the boys who came to this school only came because, it was originally an all-female girls' school. So many guys believe they have a better chance at getting a girlfriend. But it's not really going to happen when many guys oogle many of the girls here. With then Shirou saying, that makes sense. With soon, Tsubaki soon says, also, we have three new students that joined up this year, actually. But they have done so many perverted things and harassing many female students that we've now called them the perverted trio. So we want to make sure that we don't have anyone else like them when the years go on, especially transfer students. Within Shirou placing his fingers on his chin, saying, "I understand. I completely do understand. Your thoughts and fears are justified. However, I have no intention on only coming to the school for the female students. I only want to broaden my education since Kuo Academy is one of the most prestigious schools in all of Japan after all. That's why. I could care less on finding a girlfriend or ogling the girls, as they may say. I've only here for my education, and only that. Now, if you excuse me, if that's all you wish to say, I must go to class." With that, Archer soon leaves the student council room, with many of the girls actually, for some reason, many of them sigh, with a few of them actually kind of, well, going to their knees, being that of Reiko, Rei, and also, well, Momo as well, with soon they all thinking, is it just me, or was he quite intense by just looking at his eyes alone? With then Tsubaki saying, "I thought the same thing, but even as a queen, it was hard just looking straight at him." With soon Tsubomi looking at her king, saying, "President, what the actual hell was he? Was he a devil, or he..." With soon Sona saying, "He was 100% human. I can tell. But just looking at his eyes, those are the eyes of a person that has seen and has committed to death, which means he has killed many people and has become stone cold." Within, Sona coming to her senses, saying, "I need to talk to Rias about this once classes end today. Tsubaki, you will stay with me for this meeting, my queen." With soon Tsubaki saying, "As you wish, President." With Shirou saying, "They're all devils. I can tell. Their presence, they're trying to suppress their presence, but there's a little bit of demonic energy, which is really cutting me off, actually. To be honest, in my world, magic is magic. There's no categories whatsoever, besides you being used in unique ways using magic craft. But now, there's literally magic everywhere, and they're categorized. Devils have demonic magic. Angels and fallen angels have that of holy magic. And there are different types of magic as well. I'm going to have to keep an open eye out on many of these girls, especially if there are any more devils around this city or around the school." With the heroic class spirit having that of a steely resolve, with him soon heading into his classroom, he soon introduces himself as Shirou Emiya, and he hopes to get along with everybody, with all of the girls basically swooning over the, well, Archer class servant, and many of the guys just, again, wanting to kill him, of course, as always. With that, his day basically goes by as any other Japanese high school would go, except with with a few girls actually, well, following him and looking at what he's going to do. With the only time that he's able to get some peace and quiet is when he goes up to the roof of the school. However, once he goes up to the school, he sees at least three male students running from a bunch of girls with that of bamboo swords, actually, as he's soon reminded about what Sona said about three male students causing a lot of, well, harassment. Most likely, those are the 3 male students. But soon, Shirou couldn't help but turn around saying, "Well, that's not my problem. It's their own damn fault for basically being perverts and going to places where they're not supposed to be." After saying that, he soon thinks to himself, "I'm not supposed to be here either, and yet I'm forced into this world, forced to literally listen to Alaya as she soon causes more death and more suffering for the sake of humanity's survival. What the hell am I even doing? Vacation or not, I'm still a puppet for that bitch. With hearing after that, his mood basically soured, and the rest of the day basically turned from good to somewhat irritable. As classes finally come to an end, the two leaders of the city of Kuo come together, as one of them being the president of the student council, Sona Citri, and a girl with crimson hair and blue eyes and quite the voluptuous body, actually, that would give any girl a run for their money, as this young lady being Ria's Grimmery, and also her queen, who has quite the sizable rack, actually. And she also has raven black hair and a ponytail with that of purple eyes, as she being Akino Hamejima. With soon, Rias couldn't help but ask, Sona, what is this reason that you called me here for? With then Sona saying, you are aware of the new transfer student that has come today. With soon, Rias saying, I haven't really noticed him, to be honest. But to be fair, I haven't had much time to look at him. So what is this about him? With soon Sona saying, his name is Shirou Emiya. He's originally from the city of Fuyuki. With then Ria saying, Fuyuki, isn't that city normally ran by mages? Which basically makes it a isolist city? With soon Sona saying, yes, basically. Normally, mages only care more about their research and care about perfecting their craft in magic. So they don't really have much of a influence on the supernatural, besides either trying to get what they want by making contracts with either angels, fallen angels, or devils. With Ria saying, I'm already aware of this, Sona. Why are you bringing this up? Is this boy a mage? With soon Sona saying, I'm not sure what he is, but I will tell you this. When I first saw him on his transfer scripts, I thought when he had tan skin, silver eyes, and white hair, I thought of him as basically a delinquent boy who likes to rebel. Given his past, it makes sense. With soon Ria saying, what's his past? With Sona saying, I'll explain in a little bit later, but I will tell you this. That boy, he seems more than just some troubled kid from a city of mages. When I looked into his eyes, his eyes looked like that of death. With hearing that, Ria saying, I beg your pardon? With even Akino was actually taken back by that too. With soon Tsubaki saying, it's true. When I brought him to the student council room and I first saw him, when I looked straight into his eyes, I wanted to look away as soon as possible, because for just a glimpse I saw a boy who has seen death multiple times. And not only that, when I tried looking at him, when he looked at me again and I saw his eyes once more, it confirmed it. He is a boy who's committed to murder and has killed many people. With Rias hearing this saying, is he dangerous by any chance? With Sona saying, that's the thing, I'm not sure. His eyes say one thing, but his body language, his voice, his tone, everything else says another. He seems like that of a well-mannered boy who's just been dealt a bad hand at life. But his eyes say that he is not afraid to kill if necessary. With then Rias, as she has her arms crossed around her breast. With then soon she's saying, I think we should keep an eye on him for the time being. But if you say he has this kind of aura of death around him, or these eyes of death, as you say, he could be useful for me, if you don't mind. With then hearing this, Sona saying, "You cannot be serious. You're planning on putting him in your peerage, Rias?" With Rias saying, "You do know I need all the help I can get, especially against Riser." With that, Sona saying, I get it. Both of us have already decided on which pieces we will get from the next year. I've already have my eyes on Genjiro Saji," with Denria saying, "and I already have my eyes on Issei Hado. But even so, having this Shirou Emiya in my peerage as well would help me out quite a bit. Let's just keep an eye on him for the next 3 months until the second year begins." With soon, Sona and Rias nod. With that, the first day of Shirou Emiya, heroic spirit Emiya's life in the world of gods, angels, fallen angels, and devils begin. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I'm already working on the next couple of parts actually, so be prepared for them to come out in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, like I said, this is going to be my passion project. As for the other fanfic stories I'm working on, I'm still working on them, but just gotta be patient for them, okay guys? I really hope. So, with all that said, please like and subscribe, hit that bell notification, keep up to date with my videos on this channel. Please check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my main channel, and my Patreon. All links to be in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leo Mookie, signing out. Later guys, and take care.